Hey everyone, this is Josh back with Cardboard Chronicles. Today I'm speaking with Mike. Mike has recently gone into being a dealer full time, and we're excited to have him on to talk about some of that stuff. So, Mike, how you doing, man?
Doing good. How are you?
Doing great. So, why don't you kick us off? Tell us about yourself, your background in the hobby.
Okay. So my name is Mike, um, MC underscore sports cards on Instagram. I have been a full-time dealer for about 2 years at the end of March. I've always done cards on the side or through school and everything, and then got a full-time job. Just wasn't digging it. Liked the cards too much. Was playing with cards too much. So gave it a shot and was worried at first, but now it's like, why did I ever work? I love playing with cards and all that stuff over the typical desk job. So it's not for everybody to do a 9 to 5 or be at a desk, but it just wasn't my thing. So loving it though, loving doing cards.
So, what got you started in cards originally before you became a dealer?
So in like 2005, my sister actually got a bunch of like common cards in school from a birthday party and just gave them to me because obviously she didn't care for them. So that kind of got me rolling and started to buy a lot of retail at Target and Walmart. 2006 Topps baseball was my stuff back then. Was ripping blasters and freaking out when I would hit the gold card out of 2006, and then just gradually kept rolling from there. And then about 2011 or so, I started getting into a little bit higher end cards and kind of thinking that I can start really buying and selling and trading them and you know doing something with it. So I actually bought a Bryce Harper Bowman Chrome Orange Auto right when the product released. That's before Chrome stuff was insane. Like Vlad Jr. Orange is like 15 grand now or something crazy. So I bought the Harper on eBay about a week after release for $1,500, and sent it in to get graded and flipped it for about 2,800. Thought I was the king of the world. That's about a couple zeros at the end of that number now, but that kind of got me rolling, saying like it is doable to make some side money or you know pick up some cards I want by trading and all that. So just kind of like the snowball effect, and next thing you know, about 8 years later, still doing it. You know, love it more than ever, and just keep picking up stuff, trading, buying, selling, all that. So it's
So,
fun.
is there any stuff that you keep in your collection, or is it all constantly moving in and out?
Most of it's moving in and out. One of the things that I've learned about being a dealer is you really can't have that attachment
Yeah.
because then you'll never want to move anything, and then it's just kind of dead inventory. And when that big deal comes along, you don't want to part with all your cards you love and everything. So most stuff I do move, but there's a lot of stuff I do keep for a long time, and then just move when I think the time is right. I'm gonna show you guys some of those cards in a second here, but I do have a handful of like 1887 and early 1900 like tobacco cards that have come in deals, and I just keep them. I think they're cool. They're old. They're not worth much, but maybe one day they will be. I mean, a card that's like 120 years old, it's like, why sell it for 50, $60 when you could just throw it in a box and keep it, give it to your kids or something? And it's like that card's 130 years old or something crazy. So that kind of stuff's just cool to me. But there's really nothing I have that I want to keep forever or will never move. But a lot of stuff I have, I would only move if there's something that I like more or something that I'm really chasing after. So
I'm just taking notes here for when we when I see something that I like that you got. You always have sick stuff, dude.
well, yeah, I spent some time earlier today pulling out a couple cards that you guys may like to see, and was telling Josh before the interview I just picked up another Jordan Fleer 10 and a 52 Mantle 3, and I wish I had those in because those would go perfect with what I'm showing, but I think there's still enough decent stuff to show you guys here.
Yeah, I was gonna ask, like, is there anything specifically that you focus on, or maybe just start showing and we'll get a taste of what you kind of go after.
So I'll show you guys, and you'll kind of pick it up from what I show you, what I'm after, and all that. But okay, so I kind of made stacks here of a couple Jordan cards, couple LeBrons, couple Brady's, couple Trouts, couple nice looking vintage cards, and then some random knick-knack stuff here. But I'll start with the Jordans because that's probably what everybody wants to see, Jordans and LeBrons first. So,
Yeah.
I have a bunch of them, but I just kind of pulled the better stuff to keep you guys entertained. So
There we go.
here's a what's that? 08 UD Premier.
Hold it up closer to the camera.
Yeah, sorry,
backwards. There we go.
Pure Attractions Jersey Auto PSA 9. Thinking about getting the auto grade. I don't really know how much it will help it, but perfect blue auto on that card. I think I got kind of robbed getting a 9 on it, to be honest, but I'll take it. This one's a cool one right here.
Oh,
It's
nice.
It doesn't have the serial number. It's usually hand numbered right there, but it's still a really tough one. I think they're out of 23. A lot of people have said this is probably like a damage replacement from back in the day or something like that.
I love the SP stuff, man.
Yeah, that's the old stuff. So here's a
Nice.
rookie 9. Really, really nice looking 9.
How many of those have you had? I feel like you've had a ton of those Fleer rookies.
Or just Fleers in general.
Just Fleer Jordans, yeah.
I only pulled the 9 and the 10 to show you guys, but I think I have 15 right now. That's definitely something I'm picking up on, or I'm stocking up on, and we'll get into that.
Sure.
In a couple questions. I got some good ideology. That's not the right word, but I have some good logic behind that. So
sweet, yeah, I can't wait.
Here's that.
Oh wow, there it is.
Perfectly centered, really nice looking one. Really nice back.
Nice.
All right, so that was the better Jordans. I am kind of lacking in the Jordans right now, so I do need a few nice ones for the National. So I'm going to try to get a few in Chicago or Boston or any of the shows between now and then. Here's some LeBrons. Nothing crazy, but it's a rookie auto. It's his most affordable rookie auto, I think.
Yeah.
I think it's his only non-Cavs rookie auto. Here's this. This one might be familiar.
Oh hey.
Yeah.
Let's see the serial number.
In Chicago. 490 of 500.
Nice.
Yep, it's the only one I've ever owned. Here's a SP Authentic Raw. This is the last one I have. Oh. It's got 2 dimples right here. It was an 8, and I cracked it, and probably shouldn't have, but I was probably just going to try to get an 8 or put it in like an Authentic 10 Auto PSA. SPX 9.5.
Nice. Those are cool, man. I think they're still a little bit underrated.
Yeah, I've noticed the last couple have actually sold significantly higher. I think a raw one just ended yesterday or 2 days ago for like $5,000.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and they've always been 3,500 to 4.
So the 9.5s are like 8 to 9 now.
They were. I think they're a little down, but one hasn't sold in a long time, so it probably would get at least like 7,500 right now. And then here's that. It's a pretty one. I've owned like 5 or 6 of these in the last 2 years. You've gotten one. RBI's gotten one. Wichita State on Instagram's gotten one. What else have I done? I sold one on Instagram.
But you kept the good one.
Yeah, well, I actually just got this one in about 2 weeks ago or 3 weeks ago.
So didn't you have another 9.5?
Yeah, I had one that was 0.5 away. Honestly, I think this one's nicer, even though the subs are a little less. Probably get it GCR. And I tried PSA 10ing it, and obviously they're not going to give a 10 on a card this big. They want to control the pop, but that's that. Tom Brady stuff. I'm big on Tom Brady stuff. I think it's undervalued. It's hard to compare it to LeBron, but if you think about it, like Tom Brady rookie autos, some of them are under 1,000, but the cheapest LeBron rookie auto is like 3-4 grand, other than that St. Vincent St. Mary one. So like obviously he'll never sell like LeBron because basketball's a worldwide market and all that, but just feel like he shouldn't be like 20% of LeBron's values.
Yeah, sure.
Here's just a Chrome PSA 10. I mean, I feel like that's the rookie after SB Authentic.
Yeah.
It's like his most recognizable rookie, and I'm all for getting the stuff that is super recognizable because it's like, you can be a prospect guy, but you see a Fleer Jordan rookie and you're like, yeah, I could maybe use one of these in my collection.
Right. The demand's always going to be there.
Yeah, exactly. And then here's the gold.
Oh, wow.
This is of 99. You like never see these.
Is that chrome still?
No, this is like gold foil. It's
Oh, okay.
the paper. Chromie's only got the refractor. I think those are super cheap also. Maybe because I got 3 of them. But here's an 8.
Are those condition sensitive?
Yeah, a lot of them have like print lines and scratches and centering, and it's a black back, so you get the corner and chipping and everything. So here, a couple 9s.
Because the 10s on those are crazy, right?
I think a 10 is like a pop 15 or less.
Oh, wow.
And they do like 30 to 40,000 or something crazy. But 9s are a little down. They're probably 6 to 7. I don't know.
Okay.
I'm trying to get like 5 total or something. I feel like those can be a good one in a couple years. A couple of 5 stars.
Oh, that's
cool.
He
doesn't have many nice on-card Topps autos, and obviously Topps doesn't make football cards anymore. So I just think that his older non-rookie autos are going to do a lot better than those new Panini ones where they're pumping out.
Yeah.
So
he does sign with Panini? That's probably a dumb question.
Yeah, they signed him, and he wasn't signing a ton, but it seems like a lot of the new products have his stuff, and they're selling for great money. I was scared the market would get a little flooded, but they're doing great.
I would have thought he would have followed the Jordan path of not signing, but that's interesting.
Yeah, that was like a big speculation that a lot of people were stocking up on him, thinking that because like Jordan LeBron stuff just keeps appreciating, but that Panini signing him kind of slow rolled it.
Yeah.
As long as it's not the Charles Barkley effect, it'll be fine.
And he doesn't even need the money, which is kind of the thing that makes it interesting for me,
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, Brady's signing, like TriStar signings, are like $800. If you want to send like a jersey or a card to get signed, it's $800. But like you can buy his Panini autos for like $750.
Yeah.
It's crazy. These ones I think are like grossly undervalued. Just they're like low teens a piece, and I mean Brady has no Patriots uniform rookie autos, so it's also hard to compare to LeBron because all LeBron's rookie autos are Cavs, but the only Patriots uniform is obviously the Contenders. But I weirdly think this is like the sideways ultimate LeBron.
Yeah.
As weird as it sounds, because it's like not because it's sideways, but there's probably a higher print run, or maybe they'll like SP signature, but they're not numbered. There's a lot of them. It's probably LeBron's most affordable one. I see these as the same type of thing. There's a lot of these. They're not crazy. I just think they're so cheap. I try to buy them every time they pop up on eBay.
And you can actually see the auto, which I know people are going to be mad at me, but the Contenders, it's really hard to see the auto, it's like over a dark card, and that one at least like shows it off better.
Yeah, no, I just think these are just such nice looking cards. There's a ton of fakes of them too, so that should help the graded ones. Yeah. A lot of those like reprints.
Yeah.
Couple scores. These ones are tough, really tough 9s. They're like foily. You never really see them. Here's another Autographics PSA 9 with a 10 auto. Nice. I actually bought this raw at a show. I thought it was fake, but I said I'll take a chance on it, and obviously it was real.
Nice.
Here's the Press Pass PSA 10.
So you're really going after the Michigan stuff.
Yeah, I mean every Brady rookie auto is a Michigan one though. That's the thing.
Yeah.
Other than Contenders, so gotta take what you can get.
Yeah.
To go with this, have this right here, a case of 2000 press pass football.
Can you just tell us the wax story right now before I forget?
Yeah, so I was at a local show, and there's a dealer there who sells new boxes, and he owns a shop, and I buy a ton from him, and he said that, like, hey, there's a guy who called the store who has a bunch of old boxes, and we don't want to deal with it. I gonna put you guys together. And obviously when you hear that type of stuff, you're like, okay, it's probably like 89 tops, and like I'm like, all right, I'll listen and see what's what. And he gives me a call, and he starts naming some of these products: 2000 Contenders football, 2000 Bowman Chrome football. Every 2000 football product, there's 50 of some of the boxes, and like it's like a $600 box. There's 50, like just like crazy stuff. And I'm like, what do you think all this stuff is going to be? Just an estimate. And he told me a number, and then sent me a spreadsheet. I did all the research. I was super straightforward with him. I'm like, honestly, man, this stuff's worth like 3 times what you think it's worth. I mean, what do you need to be at on it? We agreed on a price, and had to get a U-Haul, and had to get a new office. Actually, I had to upgrade my office to one that's like double the size, because I had to store all this stuff. And yeah, so it was a great deal. A lot of cool stuff. I kept like one of each of the 2000 boxes, but I kind of got out of the other ones. I wish I didn't, but can't keep everything forever. It
Yeah,
messes.
especially boxes are so big.
Yeah. Couple more cards. I don't want to bore you guys with
Well, you posted that picture on Instagram, and it was like, holy crap. I think maybe it was a video or whatever, but it was like, holy crap, that's a lot of wax.
yeah, it was a ton. Um,
There we
so
go.
here's a PSA 710 auto contenders.
I think
I
everybody
think,
knows this card now.
yeah, I feel like the champ ticket is like the exquisite LeBron,
Yeah.
which would make this, I mean, you can't say it's like the ultimate or SP authentic, because there's way more than 500 or 250, but it's really his best card other than the champ ticket,
Yeah.
because he has no other Patriots one. So here's a 8.5,
Nice.
0.5 away. It's hard to see the subs, but it's a nice one.
So those are super tough on condition, right?
Yeah, yeah. A 9 is like 15 grand now, or 16 grand, something crazy. And a 9.5 is probably like 30, 40.
Yeah.
Maybe I could be way off.
And there's not even a 9.5 of the championship, is there?
No, that 9 that PWCC sold was the highest ever graded.
Wow. And PSA doesn't have a. Do they have a 9?
They probably have 1 9, or I know they have an 8. I haven't really looked into it too much. I don't want to get stupid and try to buy one. So here's a couple Trouts. I don't have a ton of Trout stuff anymore, but here's Diamond 10s. Back to that whole like recognizable rookie stuff, or like cards that no matter what you collect, you can find a way to fit it in your collection.
Yeah.
So Trout updates.
Nice. Wow,
That's a
10
nice
10.
one. It's like top 6 or something with the 10 auto.
Wow.
I think there's only like 50 or so PSA 10 base, but there's like 200 Beckett 9.5 or some crazy number 9.5s.
Just the base chroma, those are cool. It doesn't need to be like one of the shiny ones.
Yeah. Well, an orange just did 186,000 or something on I think it was Golden Auctions. That card, like 2009, was probably $500.
So what are the oranges numbered to then?
25.
And so it's like red is the 5 one.
It goes super 101, red out of 5, orange out of 25, gold out of 50, blue out of 150, X-Fractor out of 225, Refractor 500, and then the base. And that was before they have like shimmers, greens, and waves and all that stuff. Yeah, it's crazy to think that when Trout was killing the league, like his second year, his gold autos were only 1,500, $2,000, but now it's like guys who have never seen double A baseball, their gold autos are like 6, 7, 8 grand, and you look at like Juan Soto's and Vlad's and Acuna's, and it's like it's crazy. Um, yeah. So here's a couple more cards. This is some of the vintage stuff.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, it's all I have right now. I'm trying to upgrade it. It's got like a bite mark in it or something. Yeah. Um,
You saw Kiki's video though, right? He would love that one.
yeah. No, he got that mantle from me actually.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, at the national last year. Here's a 51 Bowman Mantle 2. I'm trying to upgrade this for the national. I just bought a 52 in a 3. Wish I had it to show you guys. Here's a Maze 6.
Oh, nice.
A little off centered, but other than that, really nice. Here's a Aaron 5, perfectly centered, which is tough for that card.
Yeah.
You might like this one, a Wilt 7.
Ooh.
Nice. Yeah, I think these are like disgustingly cheap.
You've been paying attention to what I'm after.
Yeah,
I feel like you know your seller, your buyers. You're like, hey, look what I got today. Smart,
yeah.
dude.
You like look on eBay or on the pop reports compared to like Jordans, and there's like 20 times more Jordans. It's like the only hockey card I have, Bobby Orr. Just got this in yesterday. You might like this one too.
Oh yeah. Dang. Dude, the
Yeah,
nines are like so cheap compared to the 10.
yeah. This one's like perfect. It's just a little off top to bottom, but like I really couldn't find anything wrong with it other than centering. Um,
It's like PSA knows, we can't just hand out 10s on that guy.
no, yeah, they're really good with that. Here's another card I think is gonna pop soon,
That's cool.
and I think there's less PSA 9s than Beckett 95s.
Oh wow.
PSA's impossible on that card.
Dude, you're smart about the pop report stuff. I always try to tell people to pay close attention to that, especially, if one is in a higher grade and the other company that's actually way higher in the pop, it's interesting.
Yeah, yeah, because it's like I'd rather have the PSA 9 because Beckett 95s there's like a couple that sell a month it seems like, but PSA 9s just don't sell as often. And it's just one of those things that like most collectors now they want the PSA, they want the best they can get, and obviously a 10 is like 100 grand. It would probably do more now, but yeah, I just think it's a great card. This one's pretty cool. Kind of disappointed in it, but Simmons out of 25. I
Nice.
was hoping he would do a lot more. Or his values would do a lot more. Here's a Rogers SP Authentic out of 5.
5?
Yep, it's can't really pick it up on the thing, but the number's right by his back.
That's crazy.
3 of 5.
Wow.
Yeah, 9 auto, but like that card is like an impossible 10 auto.
Yeah.
I'll save this one for last. But here's the Ty Cobb cut auto.
Dang,
really
that's
nice
cool.
bold 10 auto.
That's cool looking card.
Yeah. Here's 2 pretty cool ones. Here's a Ruth.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, this is one that I really like.
One of
Had
one.
Had it for about 6 months. It's gonna be really tough for me to part with this one.
Yeah.
Really.
A 9 auto and from Babe Ruth is like.
Yeah, it's actually an 8 auto, but I think they kind of
Oh, 8.
me on it.
But still, it's so old.
But yeah, just the full signature, and you got a little sincerely in there. Here's another guy I'm really high on. This is the last card, so.
Dang.
2 color, hard to pick it up, but there's like a little stripe of different color green.
Nice.
I think these are due for a nice jump soon. I wish I had a couple more, but yep. So that's all the cards I pulled out to show you guys. I'm definitely after Jordan Fleers, Brady's, Trout's, LeBron's, just nice vintage and mid high grade and just stuff. My goal for the national is to just have stuff that like I've said 3 times, anybody can look at it and be like, I know what that is. I know that's a good card, or I can use that for my collection. So
Yeah, so do you stick to this stuff because you're able to like pick up on the value quicker, or is it stuff you like holding more, or what's like the reasoning behind having what you have?
yeah, I think it's really safe stuff that you can pick up and you know you're not going to lose. You know you don't have to worry about keeping up with the market or getting out of it quick. Like for 5 grand, would you rather have an Acuna Chrome card or like a LeBron PSA 9 black refractor or something?
Yeah.
It's like while the Acuna can spike more, it can also go down a lot more. But the LeBron is just like a steady investment. I look at it as like, Jordan's, LeBron's, Brady's are like the safe stocks, like AT&T, Coca-Cola,
Yeah.
all Apple, Google, all that, and then the prospect stuff is just like those crazy volatile pharmaceutical companies and all that crazy stuff that's like $30 today, $100 tomorrow, and all that. So long story short, I just picked this stuff up. I think it's safe, it's recognizable. Everybody always wants it. You can always move it. You can actually use it to trade and get stuff that you'll maybe never be able to buy because the seller doesn't want to sell it or doesn't need the money or anything. So, that's a point I put for a later question on trading. I'm a big advocate for trading. So, as you could tell, we've done a bunch of high end trades in the past. So
Trades are fun, man. That one that we did at the show was
yeah,
obviously, that was my biggest trade by far, but it was fun.
yeah. Well, the ultimate you got from me at
Yeah.
the time wasn't that big of a trade, but now it
Yeah,
was.
that's true. That was a trade. You're right. I was thinking that one was cash, but that was the SP Authentic with it. I forgot about that.
Yeah.
I'll just tell the viewers because they're probably interested now. We did a trade for SP Authentic, LeBron rookie auto PSA 8,
Yep.
and cash for a BGS 9 Ultimate rookie.
Yep. And back to what I was saying about trading. He could have bought it outright, but I just would have rather gotten a card that I can also sit on because it's like I'm parting with the ultimate. It's nice to at least get a LeBron. So, the ultimate shot up, but also the SP Authentic shot up. So it's not like I was regretting doing the deal or anything.
Right.
So
because if you get the cash, you're basically like looking to fill it with other cards anyways.
yeah. So I would rather get the card that's probably going to move in the same direction as the ultimate instead of just have the money.
Yeah, for sure. And then I ended up using that we made the trade at the Chicago show. It was that PSA 9 black refractor,
Yep.
chronology auto LeBron, and then what was the other one?
The black refractor.
Oh, the finest rookie PSA 9.
The finest 10. Yeah, was that a refractor or a?
Yeah, the finest. It was a PSA 9 refractor.
Yep, it was a PSA 9 refractor. Yep.
And cash for the SP Authentic 9, which I used to trade for the gold refractor.
Yep, we had a couple $100 dice roll there, right?
Yeah, that was fun.
Or something, but yeah, I should get a stake in that gold refractor since I helped you get it.
You do.
Should split it or just ship it to me or something.
I do feel like you have a piece of that card in your life.
Take it off your hands when you get bored of it.
Yeah, totally. That will happen.
I'm done with it.
Yeah.
Probably hate it now, right?
Yeah, I'm so board of it. All right, let's move to the next question. So we know what you're stocking up on. So who are you prospecting outside of what we've already seen? What other what other cards or players are you looking at?
That's pretty much it for stuff that I'm like actively looking to buy. I mean, so much stuff comes up to me in deals or in big lots that I just kind of buy anything. But the Jordans, LeBrons, Trouts, Durant's, Brady's, all that is really all I'm like aggressively trying to pick up. There are some Bowman Chrome guys who are cheaper or guys who are in the league whose Chrome autos are really cheap. I think Benintendi is dirt cheap, but I don't really keep up with that stuff anymore and all that. But yeah, I mean, just those cards I showed you is really what I'm really after right now. Also some wax. I think old school wax is definitely getting hot again.
Any young basketball players?
I don't know. I don't really keep up with that stuff a ton. I mean, I like Luca. I think he's legit, but his stuff is just so high, so I just sell it. I mean, Trae Young's been killing it lately. I thought Dennis Smith Jr. would have a little bit better turnout. I thought Tatum would have a better turnout, but I think he's just in a sophomore slump. Donovan Mitchell stuff like completely completely fell off, and he's balling. He's averaging like 25 or something a game. Um, but yeah, I tend to just buy stuff of guys who have already kind of done something. And I mean, even like Tatum's and Mitchell's, in the off season, I bought a bunch because I know that at least they have one good year under their belt, and they have that following. I don't do a lot of like buy a guy who's nobody and hope he does something,
Yeah.
but you can win big with that, like with Kawhi Leonard or Giannis or any of that stuff. But there's so many for every guy like Kawhi, Giannis. There's so many guys like Josh Jackson or all that. So
Yeah, I always use Blake Griffin as an example. He was like so hyped coming out. He was like exciting. He's still a good player today, in my opinion, and his stuff is like dirt cheap.
yeah, and it's like he'll never go up,
Yep.
and that's how it is with some of these baseball guys. Like there's so much new talent coming in, and that's what everyone cares about, and it just pushes all the established guys down.
Yeah.
No one cares about any of these guys because they want the new rookie who can be the next LeBron or something. And I'm sure next year with Zion, it's going to be insanity.
He's gonna push everyone else down too.
Yeah, it's going to be just nuts. He's probably going to go Upper Deck exclusive. It has to be that.
Yeah. Next question is, so someone like seeing what you do for a living with cards, which is a very appealing job for a lot of us. Uh,
For the guys, yeah.
so can you give some advice for someone that would consider it? Maybe like, something that you might warn them about or some pitfalls that you've run into.
Yeah, so it's definitely a learning process. It's different for everybody, but you absolutely learn as you go. When I look back at when I first started to now, it's like, why was I doing that, or why was I doing that? And I'm sure a year from now, I'll be like, why was I doing this? What I would say is definitely like the top thing is stay organized and stay on top of stuff. And even I still struggle with this because I'll buy a bulk deal, like a 4 row full of stuff. I'll pull out the better stuff, list that, and then put that box aside. Next thing you know, another deal comes in and it just keeps getting pushed to the bottom. And next thing you know, you have a shelf full of 4 rows that you don't have any time to touch. So if you just hammer it out right when you get it or the next day and just put the time and work in, and that's something I still need to work on. I have a lot of stuff that's like 20 and under that I just put off to the side to focus on better stuff, and it's still in the box. So
Yeah.
yeah, um,
It's like
you
doing
know,
dishes. You gotta do it. You gotta do it right away, or they pile up.
yeah, you can't let them soak.
Yeah.
Uh, Work hard. You know, if you're cutting corners or being lazy, you're really only screwing yourself, because when it's you working for yourself or your business, you really can't take the easy way out because it'll show. So, put the time in. There's a lot of stuff I do that I do not like doing, but I do it because it has to get done. And if it doesn't get done, then the cards don't sell, or the money doesn't come in for them or something. And then, that definitely takes a toll on you. So, definitely don't cut corners or any of that stuff. So, um, I just got a PSA email that my grades are ready. This is going to be hard to wait until the end of the interview.
Well, let's rush through the rest.
Yeah. So yep, that's all I gotta say. Thanks. So constantly buy and sell. I know it's really like cliche, but you know, I do a ton of eBay, and the fact that I'm always listing stuff helps a ton, because it's like people save searches, or they'll see that you have the new items, they'll look at your other items, and I've noticed that when I go like 3 days without listing anything, my sales slow down. But then I'll list 50 cards, even if it's $10 to $50 cards, and then all of a sudden, a few hours later, my eBay is just going crazy, and stuff I've had for a while is selling. And so you definitely want to keep getting new stuff in. You know, just keep it rolling. You don't want to get attached to stuff, like I said. The kind of stuff I showed, or the premium stuff, you can definitely keep and just be patient with. But yeah, I've just learned that it's kind of pointless to stock up on a bunch of cheaper rookie autos of a nobody guy or something, and gamble on it. I mean, some people do great with it. Some people put the time and work in it, and that's awesome. But it's just not my cup of tea. I would rather just go with what you know, and all that. Um, Let's see. So yeah, and cash flow seems to be like one of the biggest things that if you can master that, you can do pretty good. You want to put yourself in a spot where you can buy a huge lot and know that you're going to sell old inventory in a week to recoup the money you just spent on other stuff. It's like a never-ending circle because you don't ever want to like have not have enough money or where you feel like you can't buy this deal because you don't have the money or anything. So you want to create this balance and whatever balance works best to where you're you always have money, you can always jump on that deal and you're not card rich, cash poor or cash rich card poor. So probably better to be cash rich card poor to buy stuff, but you don't ever want to be in that spot where you're like, I have a ton of great cards, but I have no money and I have to buy this huge deal and now I have to blow out some stuff and lose money so I can buy this deal. So
Right.
that's something that's helped a ton. Like I said earlier, trading is awesome and there's a lot of people who are really against it. They think it's like too old school or anything, but trading is definitely the way to go. That's how I get most of these cards that you don't see every day is by trading because like I said earlier, most people they don't want to sell their cards, but they'll trade it for something better and they don't mind giving it up. Like the SP Authentic PSA 8 from you probably wouldn't just sell that outright.
Right.
But you gave it up to get the ultimate. So, just something like that.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Money doesn't some people just don't want the money, they don't need the money, they're attached to the card, they don't want to sell it. But if something better comes along that you have, then they'll give it up and trade. The last tip I would give is to build a good local presence. Go to local shows. Get in good with local stores. Support them. Go there, buy some boxes or buy some cards, even if you're not getting a great deal. You just want to keep on good terms with them, and when they get something you might like, they'll hit you up, and you can start that relationship. And almost all my buying is in person at local shows or the bigger shows I travel to. So you definitely want to keep a good relationship with those kind of guys. There's so many deals out there from collectors or people who are looking to sell, and you want to be the first person that these guys think of when they hear it. So
Yeah, that makes sense.
And on top of that, you just be fair, with your prices. Pay fair on stuff, be fair trading. A lot of this type of stuff, the high end, you gotta be really fair on it to get it. So you're never gonna like get a really good deal on it or any of that, but just having it is everything. So, and that's pretty much it for what I would give for being a full-time card dealer. There's probably a bunch of other little stuff that I can't think of off the top of my head, but yeah, I think those are the most important, just for me personally.
Yeah, that's great
So,
advice, dude. Well, I can give you a strong vouch for myself. I don't do a lot of deals in person, just because it's really hard to do deals in person, and you and I have done two of my like three. So,
yeah, sorry, 1 second. FedEx is here.
oh yeah, get that mantle.
Sorry about that.
No,
Got
just
a FedEx package. I was telling Josh beforehand that that's going to happen. So,
no
uh,
worries.
yeah. So, I'm sorry. What were you saying?
Oh, I was just like vouching for you that like a lot of dealers that I run into, it's hard to deal with them. Like their stuff is either super overpriced or they're like just don't budge on anything. But I feel
Yeah.
like the deals that you and I have done have been pretty fair on both sides, so it's been good. So if you're looking for someone at a card show, like go find Mike. He's always got cool stuff and he's fair to deal with.
Yeah. I mean, just getting new stuff. You're not getting new stuff by being overpriced or
Yep.
trying to value everyone else's stuff lower and your stuff too high. So
Yeah, it's like
that's
a game you got to try to play, but I feel like
yeah.
you play it better than a lot of people.
Yeah, I'm all about finding that middle ground on my stuff and their stuff and getting it done.
Yeah.
A lot of people I deal with regularly are people I've met at shows or just people I've traded with once, and it's gone well for both ends, and they want to just keep doing deals.
Totally.
Um,
So tell us about National. What's the plan? Uh, yeah, just whatever you want to talk about with National.
so National, I am setting up with RBI Crew 7, Indie Card Exchange, and Sports Card Junction. We each have a booth. It's like a quad. We have a pretty solid spot this year. It's gonna be good. There's gonna be lots of Jordans, lots of LeBrons. I know Ryan RBI's got a ton of LeBrons. Lots of Brady's, Trouts. We're actually gonna have a vintage wax table. Me and Ryan. I don't know if Chad and Andy are gonna also, but I'll probably have the press pass case. I actually bought a 0304 SP Authentic basketball case that, if I still have it, it'll be wrapped in at the National. A lot of like 70s and 80s baseball wax boxes and just cool stuff that you don't see every day. There's gonna be a lot of like key vintage rookies and in higher grades. Just like I said a million times, just recognizable cards that a lot of people want. Plan on doing a ton of trading. We'll probably get a nice deal done. You'll bring the gold refractor and trade it to me. Just meeting new collectors. I meet a ton of people at the National every year, and just people that I deal with regularly, and just getting that in-person relationship, it just like establishes credibility. You know them personally instead of just someone messaging you and all that. So I'm all for doing deals in person over online. I really don't deal a ton online other than with people I know. I'm all for just doing it in person. It's a lot funner that way, and it's just cooler. But yeah, I mean that's the plan for the National. I'm hoping to have like 10 to 15 display cases of quality stuff.
Wow.
So
Sweet.
we'll see what happens. I always make a plan this far out, but then so much stuff comes to me to buy, and next thing you know, I have a crap ton of football rookies and just random stuff. So we'll see, but I'm definitely trying to focus on this kind of stuff, and there's gonna be random stuff too.
Yeah, for sure.
Yep.
I bought tickets last night, or I bought my I booked my hotel because the hotels are already starting to like book up, so I snagged those last night.
For where? For Chicago?
For National, yeah, actually.
Yeah. No, you got to get on those like right away.
Yeah. Are you gonna go to the show this weekend?
Yeah. Are you going?
No, I'm not. I wish I could.
No. Yeah, I'm flying out Thursday. Should be a good show. This one, the spring one, I like a lot. So let's see. I think the final question was my favorite card of all time, right?
Yep. Let's see it.
Well,
Let's hear it, or let's just say it.
I have a picture on my phone because I prepared ahead of time. I got the picture ready. Favorite card I've ever owned was probably this, and the guy I moved it to, it's in good hands. He loves it more than I did, and I don't think he'll ever sell it. It was the 52 Mantle PSA 6.
Wow.
Really, really nice, just a little top to bottom. But I think if it was a little better centered, it would be a 7 all day. But I mean, the color and appeal is just insane. Really good story behind that card too, actually. If you have the time.
Yeah, let's hear it.
So I had bought like a Jordan Fleer 6 from a guy on eBay like 2 years ago, and I messaged him to see if he has any other Jordan Fleers because I was looking to get a couple. And he you get the typical no, but if I get any, I'll let you know. And then like 6 months later, he messages me and he's like, "Are you interested in a 52 Mantle PSA 6?" And I'm like, whatever. Like this guy's definitely not. This guy's definitely just whatever. But I'm like, okay, how much? And we went back and forth, and he lived close, a couple hours away. So I'm like, all right, we'll meet, at a secure spot. And the whole way down, I'm like, this isn't happening, but I have to go. Like, no way this is happening. And he was there. He had the card. He actually had a ton of other ungraded vintage that was so nice that I thought it was fake. And he wanted to sell it all. And I told him, I'm like, I really don't want to buy it because I think it was fake, but he gave me a price to where, like, even if one of the 10 cards was real, it would still be worth it to buy it. So I'm like, I'll take the gamble, and everything was real. So
Wow.
yeah, 52 Jackie Robinson got like a 7.
What?
Um, there were some like tobacco cards in there, or I forget what they were called, but they looked fake. I mean, it was crazy. So yeah, favorite cards, or cards that I want to own one day that I've never owned, is probably a Champ Ticket Brady and or a LeBron Exquisite.
There you
So
go. Shoot high, my friend.
yep, I actually bought a Champ Ticket Brady, and the guy stopped answering me. So
Great.
yeah, so I never got it, but I obviously never paid because it would have been an in-person deal. But really got my hopes up there.
Yeah.
So
Well, I will race you to the top for that exquisite, my friend.
well, yeah, there's not many out there.
No, there's not.
You know of I know of a few where it's like, this guy knows a guy who has one, but who knows if they really do. And,
Right.
but yeah,
And they
I
want
mean,
500 grand or whatever.
yeah, it's got to just fall into your lap, I guess. Right place, right time.
Yep. All right, man. Thanks for the time. Really appreciate it. So I will post links
Yep.
to all your stuff. Make sure people check out Mike MC Sports Cards. Awesome guy. So I appreciate your time spending me with me today.
Yeah. Thanks again for hitting me up to do the interview. Sorry to drag on with showing some of these cards and everything, but
No, dude, it's good stuff.
yeah. Well, definitely check me out at the National at Chicago. Don't know the booth numbers at National off the top of my head, but Chicago will be 138 to 141. So I'll
Sweet.
be have a lot of these cards there, trading, selling, buying, all that. So definitely stop by, say what's up, introduce yourself, and we'll get some deals done.
Sounds good, Mike. Thanks for the time.
All right, sounds good.
See ya.
Thanks, man.